Hello. My name is Gruff Donaar and I'm streaming from aboard the Twilight Saber. Hello everybody, I am very tired. So we're just doing a chatting stream today, a Zatsudan as they call it on YouTube. It's called Zatsudan for a lot of people on YouTube, and on Twitch it's called just chatting. So we're just going to chill today because man, I'm tired. I'm trying to figure out how to get the goddamn old YouTube chat working. Sorry if anyone is on YouTube and they're not appearing. Hello there, Rabbit, good to see you. I am trying to get YouTube to work. We will try this. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why it didn't work before, but now it does. Okay, that was very strange. Let me just test this real quick. There we go. That was very strange. I don't know why it was like that. Anyway. I almost played copyright music on stream. It was starting to play Mega Neko. Luckily it was a song that takes a bit to get started. It has a little bit of preamble, so nothing too much played. Anyway, there's been a lot of stuff going on this week. This man, what do I even talk about? Like, first of all, let me get some stuff moved around. Honestly, I feel like just scrolling through Twitter and finding stuff to talk about that's just on Twitter. So, first of all, oh man, I just found out that I've said this before, but I'm like going on this crazy mission to watch all of EFAT before watching the latest episodes. So I'm not caught up on the current lore, but apparently Rags hasn't been on EFAT lately. He says that he's too busy with life stuff. I hope he's okay. Hope he's doing all right. Very kind person, that Rags. Anyway, I'm just gonna be typing some stuff here. Really, this is gonna be a freeform stream. We can talk about whatever. I have some stuff that I think I'm gonna go over eventually, but we will get to that eventually. You suck? Very cool. And Rick, thank you for stopping by just to let me know that I suck. I appreciate it. This is a very, very chill stream where I'm just very tired. I went to bed at 3 in the morning last night, and it's catching up to me. I was fine all day today, except for now. It's catching up to me, bro. I went... Oh, excuse me. I went to the sandwich shop, and then I got some milk from the grocery store, and now I'm dying. I'm passing away live on stream. Oh man, what the heck? Oh, you have the voice of a very tired chain-smoking angel, Gruff. It sounds terrible. Oh, thank you. Chain-smoking angel, what would that sound like? Be not afraid. I love Japan music, it's great. By the way, how's the sound? I have to ask this every time. I can just go to my YouTube and check. Let's see. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just wanted to check. Sounds exactly how I want it, so that's good. Can you feel... Tells everyone what store you went to and what you were wearing. Bro, please don't. I just watched a Japanese man blow himself up. What the heck? I periodically... I'm reading a Twitter post right now. Translated from Japanese. I periodically crave watching videos where the explosive force of popcorn rice cakes is so intense that it blows away the old man along with it. Oh man. I'm sure he's okay. I'm sure he's fine. Just in case he's not fine, I won't be showing the video. Oh, that's God, I love Japanese Twitter. I love Japanese Twitter so much. What the heck is this? What the heck is this? Okay, I'm gonna stop browsing Twitter because I'm gonna be here forever seeing things that I can't show y'all necessarily. I might be able to show y'all this though. Let me see here. Actually, no, I won't show it, just in case I get in trouble. To those who are interested, I will show it to you some other time. Anyway, let's talk about stuff that's going on this week. There's been some, there's been stuff going on. Anyway, I'm not staying, Lamau. Stay hydrated and eat poop, you Yankee. See you later, Emmerich. Thank you for stopping by, as always. Have a good night. Enjoy your... I guess tomorrow is... It should already be Friday for you. Let's see. It's 2 in the morning or something? No. Let's see. It's 3 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning for you. So yeah, get some sleep. Insert middle finger emoji. Yes. Yes. Oh, I guess some happy news. There's this one VTuber I used to watch that came back recently. As like the same identity. Like they didn't change identities or anything. They just took a break, I guess. It's Omura Ignis. Let me see if I could find their channel. I can link it. I can link the YouTube channel because that's where I watch them. Because I'm a YouTube person. Where is it? They don't really play games that I'm interested in, but I don't know. Have y'all ever found a person that you can just listen to them yap and it's fine? Like, I can just listen to them talk for a really long time, and I like enjoy listening to them. There's another person that I have this with. I enjoy listening to Grimmy Mari underscore en, Narissa Ravencroft. Yeah, so like those are the people that I could just listen to them talk. Fuamoko to an extent. Fuamoko is a blessing from heaven. They're just such a gift on Earth to us humans. Oh yeah, the Steam machine came out, or no, it's not out yet. Reservations are open, and the price has been revealed. Let's see, Steam machine price. Let me go to their official website. Okay, so there are 4 versions you can buy. Let's see here. There is... Sorry, I thought I heard something. I think I just heard someone's TV. Anyway. What's it called? So, the first version... I guess I'll go ahead and put on my, the screen that I'm on. I don't know what this is gonna look like. Oh, that's actually looks fine. Anyway, oh, that looks even better. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. That's okay. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, I was just scanning my screen in case there was something that shouldn't be here, but we're fine. So, we got the 512 gigabyte version of the Steam machine. I'm not gonna go over the specs. I have not been in that like PC gaming headspace for so long. I cannot even begin to go over this stuff, especially because it's AMD. I am not AMD brained, guys. I'm NVIDIA brained at best, because I wouldn't even call myself NVIDIA brained. I'm such a basic person when it comes to PC gaming, which is funny. You don't need to be like tech savvy to get into PC gaming. A lot of people think you do, but you don't. Anyway, moving on. The Steam Machine version 1 comes with 512 gigabyte SSD with a micro SD card slot. That's the base version. No controller. You can, of course, plug in a mouse and keyboard, but you know, that's the first version. It's $1,000, $1,050 basically. I have not joined the waitlist because I don't have that money. There's no point. By the time I have the money, hopefully there won't be a waitlist. Anyway, yeah, this is. So I'll reserve my thoughts after we go through all the versions. Now we have, with a controller, it's 1,128. Let me get a calculator out. I'm too tired to think of math. 128 minus 1049. So that's a $80 difference. So there's a little bit of a discount on the controller. I assume it's, yeah, it looks to be similar for, yeah, it's the same thing for the 2 terabyte and the 2 terabyte with the controller. So there's a little bit of a deal if you get it with the controller. How nice. Oh, sorry, I thought something was going wrong with Spotify. Anyway, what do I think of this pricing? I'm not gonna lie, I saw this coming. I was hoping Valve would sell these at a loss because I think it would be worth it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, because I'm not, oh, hold on, I have an angry face on. I'm not a businessman. I'm not business minded. So what do I know? Maybe it makes sense that, I mean, to address the elephant in the room, we all know that RAM prices are skyrocketing because of AI. I'm not even gonna get into all the mess behind AI and ethics and all that. I'm too tired. I don't care. I'm just upset that it's affecting gaming this much. And you had so many retards on the internet saying, "Oh, this is why I'm on PlayStation. This is why I'm on Nintendo. All this stuff." I'm like, guys, it's not better. Trust me. Also, console gamers, when the computer is priced like a computer. Like I said, I saw this coming. I don't understand what... Oh my lord, bro. I don't understand, like, what the huge deal is. We all knew, or I knew it was going to be this much. Especially with how small it is. Guys, I don't know if you realize this. The Steam machine, the GabeCube... I hate saying GabeCube because it makes me sound like I'm sick. The GabeCube. I don't know if people know this, if they realize it. It's as big as a tissue box. That's how big it is. 2 terabytes, 16 gigabytes of DDR5. I'm not going to talk about the AMD because I don't understand AMD. But like, you could play so much, so many games on this. 6 inches squared. Let me get that for Euro Bros. Let's see here. 6 inch is 2 centimeters. Why is that taking so long to load? Hello? Oh, it's 15.24 centimeters for Euro Bros. Anyway. Yeah, I wasn't surprised. My face when the computer is priced like a computer. The thing about PC that a lot of people don't realize, and I've realized this, it's been almost 10 years since I switched to PC. Dude, having a PC is so much cheaper. Oh my lord, guys. You don't realize if you haven't actually done it. Like, maybe you intellectually realize, but man, it's ridiculous how much cheaper it is. It's actually insane. It's actually crazy. Like, you don't have to pay for online games are like dirt cheap. Like, forgive me if I'm wrong, but does the PlayStation or Nintendo consoles or Xbox consoles, do they have a meme where you have so many? Is there any memes for having so many of those games that you legit might not play them all in your lifetime? Like, you will never play them? Oh, I have another hotkey stuck on. Is that like, because there's the meme, like, I have all these Steam games from all these Steam sales. I have so many to the point where I will never be able to play them all. That's what the meme is, right? So like, that's not a thing on the other consoles. You must realize that's only a meme from Steam, from Valve. That wouldn't be a meme if it wasn't true. And this is like a meme that spanned a long time. I remember seeing these memes long ago. It's coming up on 2 decades maybe since I first saw these memes. It's crazy how good of a service Steam is. It's actually insane. I don't like, when you buy the Steam machine, you're not just buying another console, you're buying the Steam ecosystem, and that is well worth the price. Let me tell you. Apparently people don't like Steam OS, or I shouldn't say people don't like Steam OS. I saw one person that didn't like it, and that one person is kind of a contrarian. I won't say who it is. But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't get what people are so upset about. I don't really think many people are upset about it. I think the only people who say they're upset, I think they're LARPing, which is a word that's losing its meaning nowadays. They're either LARPing or they're ignorant, or they're LARPing because they're ignorant. They just don't know how good it is on PC. And this isn't to come off as elitist. I like consoles. I have my GameCube, I have my Wii, my Xbox 360. I stopped playing my PS4 because pretty much all the games I have on there are on PC now. The only game I have on there is Bloodborne. I have a PS3 with Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, the God of War games, which I've played Eco. I had to play. The only reason I haven't played the other games is because I want to stream them. I was gonna stream Resident Evil 3 tonight, but I'm just so tired. But like, guys, if someone is watching this and you have only ever owned a console, let me tell you about me 10 years ago in 2017, so 9 years ago. No, let's go 10 years, 2016. 2016 is when I started seeing loads of videos about PC gaming. I came across Rags on the internet. He made a video about how this one games publication website or something was no, it was a YouTube channel that was spreading an article about how it was sexist that you couldn't play as a woman in Battlefield 1, something stupid like that. And let's see, I was 20 years old at the time. Well within Rags's target audience. I watched it. I really liked the way he debunked the video, the article. I really liked the way he conducted himself on screen, so I stuck around. I subscribed. Through him, I found Fringy. Through him, I found the Dishonored Wolf. Eventually, I found Mauler, and then now I'm here watching EFAP. And yeah, I'm still watching their content. Like, I really love their content. They are very capable individuals. They inspired me to get into YouTube back in the day. But man, like, anyways. Oh yeah, Bullet Berry. There was Top Hats and Champagne. I never really got into him because he was kind of removed. I don't know why. For some reason, I didn't really watch him. I don't remember if this was before or after Total Biscuit passed away. Total Biscuit was big on the scene still, if he had passed by that time. But yeah, that was just the... Oh yeah, Fratanga. I can't remember if Appabend was a big PC gamer advocate back in the day. Anyways, there was like a huge craze on debunking console versus PC. Like there was a huge, like, what's the word I'm looking for? There was a huge outpouring of a lot of console fanboys spewing a lot of misinformation about PCs. And when I say console fanboys, I'm not talking about just anyone playing console. No, I'm talking about the freaks, the ones who like would die for the Sony militia if it opened tomorrow. They would put their lives on the line for Sony, that sort of thing, or Microsoft or Nintendo or whatever, what have you. The people who are really like, they make it their lives mission to completely go to bat for any corporation. It's really weird because it was like they don't care if if, let's say you're John or Jane Gamer, Jane Gamer, let's say you're Console Fanboy's friend. Console Fanboy is going to tell you to play console, not because he values your time and he wants you to have fun. He wants you to do that because he's devoted to that box. He doesn't actually care what's right for you and what is going to be the best use of your time and money. No. They don't care about that. And so there was this huge outpouring of PC stuff. And to get back on track to what I was talking about, I was 20 years old at the time. Funny that this music starts playing when we're getting into some, what's it called? Some nostalgic memories. Anyway, I was 20 years old at the time. The first console the first thing I ever played that was a video game, it was either, I can't remember which it was. I want to say it was Ocarina of Time. We went to a haircut place, and they would let kids play on video games. It was either Ocarina of Time or Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 1. One of those two. I don't think it was Mario, but the first game I ever owned was Mario. It was Super Mario Brothers Deluxe for the Game Boy Color. Loved playing that game. Really, really loved it. Then the first console we owned was a GameCube, with the first game on it being James Bond 007 Agent Under Fire. Hilarious that for some reason my dad thought that game was okay for our age. We were very young. What else? Oh man, I'm actually getting kind of emotional with this music. Oh, after that we had a GameCube for until we had the Wii. Oh man, my dad, God bless him, God's strongest soldier, he stayed in line at the store until 7 in the morning to get us a Nintendo Wii. God, I love that man. God bless him. Oh man. And then on Christmas 2006 we opened it, and no, we didn't open it. We got home from and dude, to be honest, as a kid, 2006, I was 10 years old. I was not expecting a Nintendo Wii. Like, we had never received anything like this. There was one time we got, I think it was a DS, me and my brother, we got a DS Lite. My brother and I, we got a DS Lite. We were going on a road trip to Colorado, and before we got on the road, they said, hey, we got y'all DS Lite, so you'll have something to play while we're on the road. And that was super cool. We played Star Fox Command, I think it was. Apparently that game has a bad reputation nowadays, but as a kid, I thought it was fun. Haven't played it in a long, long time. Anyway, that was the only comparable thing I got, like, as a present. I'd never gotten a whole console before. So the way it works with my family is on Christmas Eve, we go to my grandma on my mom's side. We go to her house and we celebrate Christmas Eve. You know, midnight comes and it's Merry Christmas, and we open our presents and we have fun. And then after that, we come home. It's early in the morning, you know, like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, probably 2 in the morning. And then when we get home, our parents are like, okay, before you go in our room, give us some time, give us 1 moment. And we're like, my brother and I were like, huh, what? Because he was 9, I was 10. So we're like, okay. And then after a little bit, they say, okay, come in. And we had this big CRT TV. Oh man, I'm trying to remember how tall it was. I'm 6 foot, so it was, I want to say, maybe it was 4 feet tall. I don't know. Anyways, it was this big old block. And on top of it was a Nintendo Wii. And it's funny, they just walked us into the room and said ta-da. They didn't motion towards the Wii. They didn't like point at it. So I just walked into my room, heard ta-da, and I'm like looking all around the room like, what's different? What am I missing here? And my parents were recording. The recording's probably gone, but I remember it very well. They were recording, and my mom was like, she saw our reaction, or our lack thereof, and she was like, that's it? God, I thought y'all were gonna go crazy. And I'm just, you can see me in the video like not reacting, But then you can see when I see the Nintendo Wii, and here's the thing. I think the reason why they got it was because they saw me for like the entire year going on the family computer and going to the Nintendo Wii website. It's like, man, I would go every day or every other day. I would go to the Nintendo Wii website and look at the trailers for everything, dude. Everything. I can't even remember the last time I went to a website for a specific, like for a console or a specific thing or a game. Maybe Metal Gear Solid Delta. Anyway, dude, websites back then were different. They had so much more to show. Nowadays, it's just like, here's the thing, here's a trailer, you could buy it here, here, and here. Go crazy. But for a console, dude, there were so many trailers. There were so many ways that they were showcasing the Nintendo Wii. It was super cool. Anyway, they must have seen me looking at that every day, and they're like, all right, we gotta, come on. He's looking at the website every day. Anyway. And dude, I saw the Nintendo Wii, and I screamed, I knew it! For some reason, I said I knew it, even though I didn't. I knew it. And dude, that's like one of my best memories ever. We played Wii Sports all night, and it was we made Miis and stuff. Oh, it was so much fun. Oh, it's such a good memory. But dude, and then we played the Nintendo Wii for a long time, man. That was a great console. That's one of my favorite consoles ever, the Nintendo Wii. I freaking love that thing, dude. Some of the greatest games, and it can play GameCube games. If Nintendo, I mean, a lot of people don't like that they closed the store, but I mean, I don't know. Is it normal for stores to close? Well, no. Now that I think, the PS3 store is still open, isn't it? You could still buy stuff on there, I think. Or if you can't, if they closed the store, it was open until very recently. Because I got the PlayStation 3 like 2 or 3 years ago, and I bought like pretty much all the Metal Gear Solid games on that console, even though I owned most of them already. Just so that I could play them on the PS3. So yeah, I don't know why Nintendo closed the Wii shop so early. Maybe they saw that there was so little traffic on there, they didn't think it was worth the money to keep it up. Maybe they weren't earning enough revenue through there. Anyway, I have Metroid 1, Star Fox 64, Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo Wii. Those older games. I don't think I have any other older games. I should have, dude. I wish. That's part of the thing. You might have heard me earlier say that I went on the internet to look at the what's it called? The Nintendo Wii website. That was on the family computer though, but I grew up without internet, so I never went on the family computer because I was just so used to not having the internet. I only ever went on the internet to look at the Nintendo Wii website, and that was it. I didn't even know about things. I had been shown YouTube the year before because it was 2005, and I had seen stuff like Angry German Kid, but I wasn't aware of things like forums or YouTube or, you know, stuff like that. I had a very insular childhood compared to many because, like, we just didn't have the internet. And part of that was that we couldn't connect to the internet with the Nintendo Wii, so I couldn't buy anything except for very little. Eventually, my parents got a router and we could go on the internet on the Nintendo Wii, but that was much later, and we didn't do it much because we didn't have any money to go on the Wii shop. Playing Animal Crossing on the internet was fantastic, though. Great experience. Anyway, after that, we got an Xbox 360 in 2010. That was a crazy game changer. I think our parents saw that we were wanting more mature games, which the Wii didn't offer much of. Well, not the games we wanted anyway, like Halo or an Assassin's Creed. And the ports that they did offer were like inferior, like crazy inferior. It's funny, you would, on the surface you would think that most of them were inferior, but games like Star Wars The Force Unleashed, I almost said The Force Awakens, ugh. The Force Unleashed on Nintendo Wii is the superior version by far. It is actually insane how much better it is than the quote-unquote more advanced versions, the superior versions. Weird why that is. But yeah, then I bought a Wii U. No, I bought a PlayStation 4. I forget which I bought first, the PlayStation 4 or the Wii U. I think I bought them both in No, I got the Wii U first. And then I got the Wii U in 2015, because that's when Splatoon came out, and Texan really wanted me to play Splatoon with him, so I did, and I'm really glad that I did, because that game was really fun. The lore was crazy. I don't know why the lore went so crazy. Music was great. Ultimately, fun experience. That was back when it was still free to play online. What else? Got the PlayStation 4 in 2016, played Battlefield 1 for EA, and that was awful. Terrible, awful experience. I wonder if that was in 2015. I don't remember anymore. Anyway. Then there was... Let's see, the PlayStation 4. That might have been the last console I ever got, other than the PlayStation 3 that I got a couple years ago. Man. That's crazy. The last console that I bought was the PlayStation 4, and that was over 10 years ago now. Holy. I feel so old. Anyway. So back then, we're back to 2016. I start seeing Rags videos, Fringy's videos, Fatanga's videos, back when they were doing all this PC Master Race stuff. And dude, seeing all of this info about the PC, they were saying, hey, here's this thing you have on consoles that it's always been this way. It's never not been this way. Well, guess what? It doesn't have to be this way. You can make it whatever you want on PC. Hey, on PC, you don't have to pay for playing on the internet. That was a huge deal for me, because when we got the Xbox, we couldn't play on internet for we had 2 years of gold that we ever had, because buying it was $60. I forget if it was $50 or $60 back in the day, but you still have to pay for internet nowadays. And we couldn't do that. I didn't have a job for most of the time that I had an Xbox. By the time I got a job, I already had the PlayStation, and I didn't have any games that I wanted to play online on PlayStation. I never got PlayStation Online, ever. I never felt the need. But anyway, so being able to play online for free was such a game changer, because man, I remember playing games like Modern Warfare 2, Battlefield 3, and then being, I mean, to use some hyperbolic language here, I was being robbed of those experiences. I could no longer play Modern Warfare 2 online, Battlefield 3 online, Halo Reach. I could no longer play these games online. That was like devastating to me, like, because I knew I had tasted the forbidden fruit, and I knew what I was missing, and oh, it was so agonizing. But not only learning that you could play on PC for free online, but that on Battlefield 3 specifically, the maps were bigger and they had more players, because on the console version, on the Xbox version, it ran at 30 frames per second, which back then I didn't see as a problem. I do now. And some of the levels were like cut off, and the team sizes were cut in half. Oh, and the graphics were better, and apparently it was easier to aim on keyboard and mouse. This is a funny story. The first PC game I ever... Well, no, this isn't actually correct. The first PC game I ever played was Age of Empires 2. Because my dad owned Age of Empires 2. That was a... on disc. We played on disc. Back when PC games were still on disc. Back when we had PC ROMs. Bring them back, bro. I would gladly play games on disc again. Please, I need them back. Like, put them on cartridges. Do something, please. Anyway. But that was a long time ago at this point. The first, like, shooter game, because y'all know me, I love playing shooters. Even back then, I loved playing shooters. The first shooter game I ever played on PC, my cousin, his parents, or his dad, was in the Air Force, and they were stationed in Japan, and he came to visit. They would come to visit every several years, and he brought his laptop, and he had Brink on there. Y'all remember Brink? There's that one game that's coming out. It reminds me of Brink. What's it called? Impulse? Instead of Impulse with an E. Impulse. It reminds me of Brink. Anyway, I was playing Brink, and I was getting absolutely bodied. Because of course I was, and I had no idea what the controls were. I ran out of ammo for my gun, and I was like, how do I reload? And he was like, dude, it's R for reload. What do you mean? And how do you not know that? I was like, dude, I've never played on this before. Never played on a keyboard and mouse. Anyway, that was my first experience with it. But learning about PC and all the stuff that it offered, because here's the thing. Fratanga, Fringy, Bulletberry, and Rags, maybe Fringy less so, I don't remember. They would respond to console fanboy videos or, you know, Twitter posts. And they would debunk all the weird things that these people were saying. And they said some weird stuff. Like what's it called? I saw a Bulletberry console peasant quotes video the other day. And apparently someone on there said that the PS5 is more powerful than most PCs. And that was just a funny thing to read. Because, like, how could you be so wrong? One, like, a 4090 is bigger, it's either bigger or as big or comparable to the size of an entire PS5. Like, brother, that's just the graphics card. Anyway. So, I'm seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, man. Sorry, I just realized how long-winded I am. We're at 45 minutes, and I'm still talking about this thing about the Steam Machine. I haven't even come back to the Steam Machine. I'll make it quick. Seeing all this stuff about PC, seeing all the games that weren't even available on console, like Arma and DayZ. Seeing all these games that couldn't be on console. And I forget when this happened, but when PUBG was ported to console, good God, what a terrible, embarrassing moment that was. Anyway, I had to get a PC, so luckily I had a friend who was looking to sell his PC. So I saved up money, I scrounged up enough money, and I bought his PC for $700. $700. I could play Doom. It had a 660. I started with an NVIDIA 660. Not a great card for the time, but it was comparable to what was in the current gen consoles at the time, which was the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. But even with that, I could play Doom 2016 at ultra graphics, 60 FPS, 1080p. I was eating good. I could play so many games I couldn't before. I could play. One thing that I used to test this PC before I bought it was Metro 2033 Redux. Because I had played Metro 2033 Redux on the PlayStation 4. But I wanted to test it on this PC. So I downloaded the game on his PC before we were at his house. And I played it. And it looked so much better. Like, guys, you don't understand. It looks so much better. And plus you get, what what's it called, PhysX. PhysX is like such a small detail that I absolutely adore. Oh, and Mirror's Edge. Oh my lord, dude. Mirror's Edge looks so much better. It's insane. That game looks so good. Oh, especially with PhysX. PhysX does so much for that game. Honestly. I think the greatest way, like, this is another side tangent, on a side tangent, on a side tangent. I remember when I was in college, I was trying to learn animation, and they said, okay, get a computer, because you're going to need a laptop. So I was like, okay, do I get Windows or Apple or Mac or whatever? And I knew that Windows was like the best for the job, but I had this idea in my head. If I get Windows, I'm gonna get Steam on it, and I'm never gonna be able to do any of my work because I'll always be playing video games. So I purposefully got a Apple laptop specifically because I knew it wouldn't be able to play most Steam games, and I thought I would be able to focus on my work more. Keep in mind, before I did this, I asked my animation professor, hey, I'm thinking of buying an Apple laptop for this class. Will that be okay? Like, will the programs we're going to be using run on Mac? And he said yes. He was freaking wrong. And I was out, like, I don't know, like $1,300 of financial aid money. Frick that guy. Anyway. But I guess now, after I had that Apple laptop, I played a little game called Spec Ops: The Line on that laptop, and Team Fortress 2, and Minecraft and all that stuff. Anyway, Team Fortress 2, or not Spec Ops: The Line, I think was the greatest test on like how I would enjoy PC gaming, because on the specific laptop that I had, it was like the perfect, it was like all of the enjoyable things about PC gaming in miniature. I could put the graphics up high and have the game run at decent FPS for, you know, lower FPS, but, you know, better graphics. Or I could lower the graphics, put the game in windowed mode and play with like so much higher frame rate. It was like one of those, it was like an appetizer. That here was this game that I could configure in different ways to play how I wanted to play. And I played that game quite a bit. And so I was like, man, I gotta get a PC. So fast forward to me buying that PC from my friend. God bless him, wherever he is now. And dude, I haven't looked back since. I still have the same, it's kind of, I've kind of ship of Theseus this PC. So many of the components inside are different. Not all of them, but many. Most. The case is still the same. Still looks the same as when I bought it. Oh man. I do want to make another PC or buy this Steam machine. I guess now we've finally come full circle, almost an hour in. Here comes the Steam machine. It's the size of a tissue box, and it's pretty good, from what I understand. I would totally use this to, it would basically be my stream box. I want to get this so that I can stream like VTube Studio, OBS, and basically have everything that you see on the screen now, except for Firefox and video games. I want to have all this on the Steam machine, and then use my main PC to run the game. That way I can, you know, divert all power to engines, you know? That's what I want to do. And so when I see this, it's like, oh, 2 terabytes with controller, $1,428. This is, guys, this is like normal. Oh yeah, and to talk about the price, guys, The thing about PC is that it's probably most likely going to be more expensive up front, but the amount of money you save over time is insane. Guys, like, back to what I was saying earlier, if you are a console gamer, and let's say I can understand sticking with Nintendo, because if you love Nintendo games, then yeah, you're gonna want to stick with Nintendo. But even if you're a Nintendo guy, let's say you're Nintendo's top guy, I would still say that the Steam machine is worth it, because you're not gonna be able to buy and own old Nintendo games. They're just gonna keep on like, oh yeah, we'll give you the NSO, and you can pay a subscription service to play those games. Oh, you want to buy and own them? Oh, sorry, you can't do that. You can emulate those games. You can, and dude, there's this one guy I follow on Twitter. He's like doing all these. The person who did Twilight Princess Dusklight. The person who's doing that, they're going on this crazy like PC port journey. They're porting so many things to PC. It's insane. Dude, you can play Half-Life 2 and Portal on your browser for free. Dog, if like, come on, man. Come on. I can go on the here's the finals. The finals is playing right now, right? This game released December of 2023, I believe. Or even, let's look at this year. Let's say you like the James Bond game that just came out. I think it's hot garbage. I'm never going to play it again. But you could play that. And then you could go play Black Mesa. Look, Black Mesa is playing. That game was in development for 13 years. And you can go and play that. Even though it should be, like, if it was on console, which is not, which is another reason you go on PC. But if it were on console, it would be on last gen. But you don't have to switch devices to play it. But let's say you want to play an older game. Let's say you want to play freaking Doom, which came out in 1993. You can play that on the same computer. You could play Quake. I don't like Quake, dude. You can play the Halo, the Master Chief Collection. You can spend $10 for Halo Combat Evolved. Like, come on, man. You could get all the Metal Gear Solid games. You could play Sonic Adventure 2. Let me just go to my Steam. Let's see here. I have Arc Raiders, Battlefield 4, the Begin Again mod, which is like this crazy mod for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. I have Fear, Forza Horizon 6, Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, which I have modded with the M mod, Left 4 Dead 2, Metal Gear. Like, I have all these games that I can play all on the same system. I don't have to go anywhere. There's Quake, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Then you get crazy indie games like Sprawl. Got Stalker, Star Wars Dark Forces. Here's another thing. I think that the main thing backing up remake culture are console gamers. I think console gamers, because they are essentially locked out of playing a lot of older games because they're on older hardware, which if they don't own, they have to look for it, and it's out of the way, it's secondhand. Sometimes it's expensive, and sometimes it can break. Like, it's prone to wear and tear because those things are getting up there in years. But that's not a problem on PC. I could just go and play the game right now. I have Marathon. Freaking, not the new Marathon, the old Marathon. Classic Marathon. I could play it right now. It's a button press away. Like, guys, it's so freaking cool how all of this is at my fingertips. And this is just what I have installed on my PC right now. I have so much other stuff on PC, including soundtracks. Like, Can you? You probably can get soundtracks and music on the game consoles, but who the heck is doing that? Who the heck is listening to music on their freaking game console? There are some. I know I've met like 1 or 2 people in my entire life who listened to music on their consoles. That is quickly becoming a dying breed, I fear, of an already minuscule population of people. But it makes sense to do that on PC, because PC can connect to your phone, it can connect to your laptop if you have one. Dude, you can connect to your freaking speakers and printers, like your PC. And here's another thing. We live in the modern day where it is very hard to get by without an internet connection. Why not invest in a gaming PC? Because not only will you be getting a computer, which you will need for internet, and by the way, don't think that... Dude, I don't remember what it... I straight up have trouble remembering what my life was like before I got this PC. I remember like what it was like as a kid, not to have internet connection. But like, the years leading up to it, 2014, 2015, 2016, I have trouble remembering what my life was like before I got into PC gaming in 2017, because after 2017, bro, I was glued to the PC. My parents, like, you know that joke where it's like, oh, you're coming out of your cave, like they started pulling that on me. That's when I knew it was terminal. Man, like it got to the point where after school, after work, I would just go straight to the computer room and just get on PC. And dude, if you want to be a content creator, a desktop is mandatory. Like you can get by on iPhone and laptop, but brother, you are throwing if you don't invest in a desktop PC. And I'll say it right now, I know it's expensive right now. I know it's expensive, but it is worth it. Trust me when I say it is worth it. It is so worth it. Anyways, rant over. I don't know why I all of a sudden got super impassioned. I do know why I got super impassioned on PC, because it's basically changed my life. It's changed my entire life on how I engage with the art form of gaming. Like, that's just the truth. It's not a meme. It's real. Once you get... Is this a wish list thing? Oh, it's already on my wish list. Anyways, once you start PC gaming, I don't know many people who want to leave. The only people I've seen who want to leave are the ones who... I don't think they go in deep enough, if that makes any sense. They kind of like... They say that they try it, but they don't really. If that makes any sense. I'm trying to be good faith here and trying to figure out how to say this without sounding mean. But they go in with their minds made up. And by the time like a year passes, they don't put any work into it, if that makes any sense. How do I explain this without sounding terrible? I don't know. I truly cannot understand, because so many people are like, oh, I don't want to play with keyboard and mouse. Okay, play with a controller. Like, oh, I just want to turn it on and have it work. I was like, consoles don't do that anymore, except for maybe Nintendo. Nintendo's the only one that does it to where it works out of the box. And most people aren't on Nintendo. They're on either Xbox or PlayStation. And the reason I say most before if anyone gets upset at that statement, is because it's 2 markets versus 1. There's obviously going to be more people on Xbox or PlayStation. Man. And it's like, oh, well, I don't want the game to crash on my PC. Do games crash? Games have been... This annoys me. Games have been crashing for decades before PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. You know, anyone who's old like me, they could, whenever you were playing a game and it froze and it did that sound, whenever it did that was the game crashing. Games crashing is not a PC exclusive thing. It has always been here. It's been on freaking arcade machines. Arcade machines crash. I was like, oh, well, I'm not computer savvy. You don't have to be. You can buy a pre-built. Apparently pre-builts are pretty good nowadays. Apparently, back in my day, it was kind of like a coin toss if a pre-built was going to be good, but apparently they're good nowadays. Especially we got the Steam machine here. Just get a Steam machine if you really are worried about it. I wonder how modular the Steam machine is. That's another thing. PCs are modular. You know what that means? That means you can take parts out and put new parts in. Oh, well, I'm not smart enough to do that. You are, but even if you don't believe in yourself, just take it to Best Buy and have them do it for you. Or your local, like, computer parts store. Have them do it for you, I guess. If you're really that scared. You could just watch a YouTube tutorial. It's so easy. If I sound like I'm getting angry at these people, I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm just passionate because I want people to experience what I have experienced, dude. It's actually life-changing. That is not a joke. It is actually life-changing. Being on PC. Anyways, I think I've spoken about this long enough. Let's talk about GTA 6. How about that, huh? GTA 6. Oof. Hold on, I'm just looking stuff up. Anyway. Hold on, I'm looking at stuff. Ah, well, I'll have to cut that out later. I just realized that something popped up earlier that I did not want to pop up, so I will have to cut that out. That's really freaking annoying. Wow. Anyway. So, GTA 6. It has been announced that it will be... Let me just look it up on here. GTA 6. Let's go to their website, I guess. Alright, well. Let's see. What the... Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it was this bad. Okay, so, here is the website. They've announced that GTA 6 will be $80 for the standard edition, $100 for the ultimate edition. That's already like, I don't like games costing more. I know that they're going to. I don't like it, but I know that they're going to. You know, inflation, yada yada yada. It sucks because you know that they're gonna like, they're gonna stuff microtransactions in this thing to the brim, and yet they're still gonna charge more for it, and it's so annoying. And a lot of people are justifying the price, like, dude, $80 is the future, or whatever they're saying. All these retarded takes I keep on hearing. It's terrible. But anyway, it's gonna be $80 for the base game, $100 for the ultimate edition. And look at this. Here's what you get with the... Well, these are pre-order bonuses. So, Vintage Vice City Pack, free month of GTA Plus. What's GTA Plus? Get 1 month of GTA Plus, featuring a recurring monthly GTA 500,000 deposit into your GTA Online character's bank account, special shark cards with 15% bonus GTA dollars, access to free and discounted GTA Online vehicles, a rotating selection of classic Rockstar game titles, and other featured games in the GTA Plus games library, and much more. That is cancerous. I hate that so much. Holy cow. Anyway, so That's with the standard edition. The ultimate edition, look at all this stuff, dude. Revolvers. That looks like a vehicle of some kind. Weapons. Vice City style. I guess it's different clothes. Vehicles. A shop. A salon. What is this? A boat. A store. Vehicle. Tattoo parlor. A mod shop. Some clothes. Another store. And what's it called? What the heck? Track down a variety of abandoned classic and work-in-progress project cars and revitalize them to their former glory in the special commission from eccentric collector and local fixer Wyman. I think this is like a mission. So there's like a whole mission that's just you don't get to play if you don't get the special edition. Yeah, this freaking sucks. I hate this. So much of the game is just not in the game if you don't get the ultimate edition, and it's not like DLC that they made after the game. This stuff is ready and it's being sold right now that you could play. I think it's 5 days early if you pre-order it, so this stuff is ready to go. You're just not getting it if you don't get the ultimate edition. I freaking hate stuff like this, and there are so many people online, it's driving me insane, that are saying well, games have been doing this for a long time. Yeah, and it was a problem there too. It is insane. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because 10 years ago, we all agreed this was stupid. This was bad. This was annoying. The only people who thought that this was okay were the fanboys who were like, nah, man, you're just poor. And now we have all those people again, except it seems that there's a lot more now. It's driving me insane. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm not going to be getting Grand Theft Auto 6 because I don't want to pay that much. I will wait for it to go on sales where I can buy it at a much more agreeable price. It's just, I really don't like the... See, if it was just... Let's say it was $80, but they didn't have all these terrible business practices, I think I would be fine with the $80 price tag. I think I was fine with the $80 price tag for Mario World, Super Mario Kart World. How much was Mario Kart World? Hold on. Mario Kart World. It wasn't $90, is it? I think it was $90 for the physical version. Physical. It says here physical is $80, and the digital is also $80. Here, that's one thing. Digital copies of games should cost less. This, pardon me. I've never understood this. Why do physical games cost the same as physical games? Did I just say that twice? Why do digital games cost the same amount as physical games? They should cost less. There's no distribution. There's no physical copy that needs to be made. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I know why. I should say I do get it. They're greedy. That's it. That's you've cracked the case, Gruff, Donaar. Good job. Wow. But if it was like Mario Kart World, I have it over here. Mario Kart World. Is there any stuff down here? I was okay. I was honestly okay with this costing more, because I understand that inflation is a thing. A lot of people don't want to accept it. Listen, inflation, it was going to catch up to us sooner or later. Despite what you may think of the direction that they've taken the Mario Kart game, it's their most popular game. Like, let's be real. This is Mario Kart, the franchise, is Nintendo's most popular game. Of course, they were going to charge full price for it, and full price now is looking to be $80. So let's say Grand Theft Auto was more comparable to Mario Kart World. It didn't have any greedy business practices like Ultimate Editions with all this content locked behind freaking $100 Ultimate Edition. $100, dude. And a lot of people are like downplaying the amount of effort that goes into these games, the amount of detail, the worlds and everything. I'll agree with a lot of people. I think I've only beaten Grand Theft Auto 5. I was very disappointed by the characters and story, but the gameplay itself is pretty good. I didn't like the online. The online was terrible. It was awful. But the game, I got 60 hours of great gameplay out of that game my first time through. I thought it was very fun. And the world is so alive and detailed. It feels very real. Sometimes I would get on that game just to drive. Just to drive around. Drive on the highway around... what is it called again? Los Santos? Shows how much I know about Grand Theft Auto, right? Anyway... but thinking about that game in this game, like this game is probably going to be comparable to that. At least I would hope so. Who knows how much time they've actually spent on this version of the game? A lot of people were like, oh, they spent freaking 13 years developing this game. It over $1 billion or 3 billion, whatever the number is, has gone into this game. Guys, I don't think that's true. I think that there have been multiple versions of Grand Theft Auto 6 that they have scrapped. And you gotta remember, they also were making Red Dead Redemption 2. So who knows if there was actually like a full production for this game going on at the time. I would wager there wasn't. I would wager it was left dormant for a while. Also, you also have to remember that they were constantly releasing new versions of GTA 5, and they were doing all kinds of stuff with GTA 5 Online. There's no way they spent all this time. There's no way they spent all 13 of those years developing this game. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. It's not real. It's just not. So, no, I don't think it's worth $80 or $100. No, maybe that's not the way I should phrase it. I'm not willing to give them $80 or $100 for this game because I don't like what they're doing with it. I saw some grade A retardation today. Because, like I said, I was at the sandwich shop earlier today. I was just rotting at a table on my phone, browsing through Twitter. And I saw some imbecile, some absolute troglodyte. There's this guy named Sims that I follow on Twitter, and he was saying, yeah, I'm not going to get this game, I don't care about it, I don't agree with the business practices, I'm not going to buy it. And some dude said, well, dude, other games do this, is it not a problem for those games? He says, yeah, it is a problem for those games, and I don't buy those games either. And this guy clapped back with the most galaxy brain take you could ever think of. You know what he said, this galaxy brain? He says, oh, I don't buy AAA games, but I'm still going to complain about them. Oh, look at me, look at me. You sure you want to run with that? That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see where it gets him. Holy cow. And of course, Sims, he comes back and says, yes, I can critique games I don't like business practices I don't like. Are you retarded? What, do I have to murder someone before I can criticize people for murder? Do I have to steal something before I can criticize theft? Are you actually bereft of any intelligence whatsoever? Like, are you actually stupid? Are you actually brain dead? I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, what else has happened? Let me just go through whatever's going on. Man, I'm so glad Weekend Warrior has been coming on my timeline more lately. I miss Weekend Warrior. I miss his videos. I wish he would come back. A lot of people are basically saying, yeah, if this is... There's been so many people coming out in defense of Rockstar for their or GTA 6. And it's gotten to the point where, like, yeah, guys, I think gaming is cooked as a hobby. I'm not going to go as far as to say, like, yeah, gaming is over. But holy cow, it just keeps getting worse. The industry keeps getting worse, and gamers let it. That's why we're at where we're at right now. Gamers let the industry get this bad because this is a bottom-up issue. If you did you know? I think it was I can't remember what it was. It Windows Store? I think they tried to enforce, like, you have to pay for online gaming or something. Oh, I wish I remembered. Don't quote me on that. I wish I remembered. It was I think it was either online gaming or exclusivity, and no, it had to be paying for online gaming because no one, as like, they walked back that decision immediately because a bunch of PC gamers freaking stood up for themselves and said, yeah, we're not going to do this. Shut up. Put it back to the way it was. And so they walked that decision back. This is a bottom-up issue. If Rockstar came out with their stupid business practices for GTA 6 and all gamers, most gamers at least, said this is retarded, don't do that, guess what? They wouldn't do it because they know they would lose money. That's all they care about. But we have so many gamers who just don't care. They're okay with just absolutely slopping up whatever the corporations are laying down, man. It's absolutely annoying. Oh, dude, this is something that has been really getting on my nerves lately. This. Stuff like this. Like, bro. You have got to be actually delusional if you agree with this image. Dude, I like the way this guy puts it. The same Nintendo that shut down the Wii Shop channel, rendering most Virtual Console and WiiWare games unavailable. I think this is shady at best, but whatever. Locked GBA, Genesis, Nintendo 64, and GameCube games behind a premium subscription paywall. Said the N64 and GameCube games have horrific netcode and subpar emulation compared to unofficial emulators. Shut down a ROM site hosted by a couple and sued them for $12 million. Shut down numerous fan games such as AM2R, Pokemon Uranium, DMCA Royale, and Link's Awakening DX HD. Demonetized gaming YouTubers during the Wii U era for showing Nintendo games. Offered said YouTubers a partner program that would hamstring them into being yes men. See indeed the Big House during COVID for using Slippy for a Melee tournament. Shutting down a Splatoon 2 tournament when a few teams had free Melee names. That was insane. I remember when that happened. Shut down a mental health fundraiser for making custom Joy-Con shells all within a month. Had several people arrested for modifying their Switch files. Sell nearly 10-year-old games for $70 and never put them on sale. Sell cardboard for up to $90. Sell a tech demo for $10. Oh yeah, all the Power World stuff going on. Tengen v Nintendo lawsuit, the closure of the 3DS and Wii U eShops, bricking of Switch 2s if you attempt to self-repair. I'm okay with the $80 games. I know why it's happening. It's inflation. A lot of people blame Nintendo for that, but it was going to happen. I'm surprised it took so long. The release of broken games with free updates that should have been in the base game in the first... Y'all remember Sword and Shield? I'm not a Pokemon guy, but even I saw how terrible that was. To those saying they don't do that stuff anymore, the fact that they did it in the past warrants pushing it in their snouts to scold them to never do it again. Nintendo fans really have cognitive dissonance that rivals that of Hassan Piker. Dude, like, people just don't remember this stuff. They have short-term memory loss. Like, the worst things I could think of Steam that they're doing right now, there's the Counter-Strike 2 gambling, like that whole thing that they've left alone to, you know, continue to exist. I heard Splatoon 2, Counter-Strike 2 is not it didn't launch with the best quality. I don't know if that's changed since then. Oh, there was one thing. They have they take a 30% commission of all sales. But to be fair, all of the marketplaces do that. That's an industry normal thing. I think it shouldn't be. It should absolutely not be. There's a video that Moriarty did. Let me see if I can find it. It's a fantastic video going over this topic. God, I can never remember how to spell his freaking username. Let me just look up 30% Steam commission. Is it somewhere here, maybe? I can never remember how to spell his Moriarty. God, it's so hard to find his channel, dude. I can never remember how he spells it because it's like is it MXI or something? MXI. God, I don't remember. Anyway, he did a crazy good video talking about that 30% commission that's industry wide and how it's very, very harmful to people making games, and it needs to end immediately. I'm gonna keep looking for it, but that's something that really needs to end. But yeah, those are the biggest things I could think of that Steam can work on. Steam is like, or that Valve should work on, I should say. I say Steam like that's the name of the company, but that's just how ubiquitous Steam is. It's so big. You forget that it's owned by a company named Valve. It's like if Windows, I guess Windows had a same thing. Like if people were talking about Windows, like, oh, Windows needs to do this, I don't know, but we always remember it's Microsoft, not Windows. I don't know, man. I am not finding this, bro. I am looking up all these different combinations of MXR, XT, MXRX. I cannot find it. How do you spell his freaking channel? Or what if I just look at Moriarty? Moriarty. I'm gonna get a bunch of Sherlock Holmes stuff. God. Why did he name his channel this way? If I look up video games, am I gonna get like cringe Sherlock video games or something? I love Combat Evolve's soundtrack. It's very, very relaxing. Okay, I'm at an EFAP episode where he is on, so let's see. Where is he? Okay, his username on YouTube is @reallycool. MRIXRT. How the heck is that supposed to be Moriarty? God. Anyway, let me find this video. Here it is. It's called The 60 Billion Gaming Scam Nobody Talks About. Let me put that in chat. There it is in Twitter, or Twitch, not Twitter. And there it is in YouTube. Fantastic video. All of you should watch it because it is highly informative. Like, it is immensely informative. Dimitri Monroe hasn't streamed in a while. I wonder when he's gonna stream again. I have room to talk. I almost missed today. I wouldn't have streamed all week. Anyway, what else has been going on? I feel like I'm missing stuff. What else has happened this week? Talking about Nintendo, and of course, I mentioned this earlier, but all of this is what's it called? The prices raising for the Steam machine is because of AI and the slurping up of RAM, the costs of RAM. There was this video I watched earlier today. Adept sent me this video. about storytelling in tabletop RPGs. I don't know how much I want to talk about it. I don't know if I'm gonna make, I don't know where it's gonna lead, because it was a YouTube video of a guy that Adept knows, so I kind of have like a direct link to him. So I don't want to talk about too much in case, not because I don't want to hurt his feelings. He's fine, and I'm not gonna be mean. I don't know where it's gonna lead, like if I'm gonna go on a stream of his or what, since he's also a YouTuber or something. But anyway, it was a video I disagreed with, like supremely disagreed with, because it was basically like story, there is, how do I explain it? It was very, very granular. Basically, if you're playing a tabletop game, regarding story, there are two schools of thought. One is that a story emerges from the game, you know, because of the game. That's where the story comes from. Or a story emerges regardless of the game. I'm not going to go too deep into those because he says that both of those are wrong. Actually, there is no story in tabletop role-playing games because there is no like authorial intent. There's no audience. There's no themes, motifs. There's no moral. There's no purpose. There's plot threads are hanging. Sometimes stuff doesn't even get finished. You know, all kinds of stuff that could happen in these tabletop games. And I vehemently disagree, because so much of that stuff could happen in like movies or TV shows nowadays, but people still, those are still stories. They're just bad stories. If a D&D game results in a bad story, that's still a story. And the fact that there's no audience, the DM has to prepare all of this for the players. The players are an audience. It's like, well, no, the players are helping make the story. Well, no, there is no story. They're helping make the game. It is a collaborative process, so there is no audience. Like, well, no. The players are the audience of the DM, and the DM is the audience of the players. They are collaborating. Do you think that when the Wachowskis were bouncing ideas off of each other, when they were writing The Matrix, that The Matrix wasn't a story yet? Do you think that when the Odyssey was spoken orally to people, and was it not a story until it was put to a page? And they might say, well, no, those aren't equivalent examples, because those had authors, those had intent. And I would argue, so does the tabletop game. Sometimes it doesn't reach that intent, sometimes it doesn't fulfill that intent, but it has intent from the DM. They have goals they want to fulfill. They want to influence the players to make those goals. Yeah, that was like a whole video. I don't know if I'm going to talk to him about it. I don't know. I don't know if he's the kind of guy who wants to collab or anything like that. Who knows? It was a bizarre take that I vehemently disagree with. But anyway, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I was just reading a comment on Twitter. Let me go back to talking about like what's happened on Twitter or just in gaming lately. Oh yeah, I downloaded Battlefield 4 again for the multiplayer. God, I'm not playing the campaign. I'm looking at gameplay right now, and I'm just remembering about how much better Battlefield 3 looks. Like, holy crap, I hate the way Battlefield 4 looks so much. I hate it. I think Battlefield 3 looks so much better. Has so much more sauce. I kind of hate Battlefield 4's aesthetic. I like the gameplay, question mark, but I don't like the level design. Everyone's crying about GTA 6 and how gun and ball gamers have ruined gaming. True. Ah, yes, here's a nice visual. Check this out. Steam, you're poor and I hate you. Nintendo Switch 2, you're poor and I love you. That's kind of funny. Anyways, I will never understand Nintendo glazers as if they aren't the worst and most greedy out of the big four. Have fun paying $65 for Wii U games. Hardware, you can use our... let me read the Nintendo one first. You know, bad news first, good news second. Buy our hardware or you can't play our games. True. Like, this is true for all consoles. You just get locked out of certain ecosystems if you don't have the console. Whereas on PC, you can use our services and games on anything you want. True. There's only one ecosystem. For Valve, at least. There's the Steam ecosystem, and usually, except, like, even on their own devices, like the Steam Deck and I assume the Steam Machine, you can browse other ecosystems if you really want to. You can go to the Epic Game Store and play games there. You can go on GOG and play games there on their own devices. You think Nintendo is going to let you play on Xbox, or is Xbox going to let you play on PlayStation, or is PlayStation going to let you play on Nintendo? No, it's not going to happen. Nintendo eShop, you can only buy through us. Here's Epic Games, Steam, and Xbox. You can buy our games through any store you want. Yes, Xbox. You know what? I spoke too soon. Xbox is throwing their hat in the ring. You can buy Xbox games now and play them on PC. Epic Games, as much as I don't like them, they also participate in this. Operating system. We will brick your device if you even think about doing anything to it. Like, holy. They're super serious about that, and it's super messed up. The bootloader is unlocked. You can use whatever you want. Bonus, you can also use SteamOS on non-Valve devices. You can now get SteamOS. People have wanted it for years. You can now get SteamOS. Online, pay up, even if the game isn't even using our servers. PC, it's free. It's free. It's freaking free. Anyways, I don't know why I just saw this. I don't know why I'm griping about it again. Now here's a good summary of everything going on with GTA 6. It's kind of funny how GTA 6 is literally everything wrong with the game industry these days in one game, but it's still going to sell like 5 billion copies. Going to send the wrong message to the idiots running the big companies. Completely right. Completely right. I feel like a drama tuber right now. I'm just going through tweets and stuff. Yeah. You know what? It's almost 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. I'm glad I streamed today. I'm sad that I didn't play a game because I'm too tired, but hopefully I will rectify that in the coming days. Thank you to everyone who stuck by. I really appreciate anyone who watches this. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I guess I had a lot to rant about today. A lot of stuff has been going down. I'm glad I got to reminisce about my journey with PC gaming. Like, it feels like so long ago that I was mainly gaming on PS4. I can't even think about that now. I'm so far removed from that. I'm so far removed from it. It doesn't register in my mind anymore. Playing on PS4. I don't even know. Legit, guys, I don't know where my PS4 is. I think Adept has it. I think. I legit have no idea where it is. That's how much I don't care about PS4 anymore. Anyway. That's enough for today. Are there any announcements worth making? One day, I was thinking, I need to get back to Resident Evil 3, play that game, and finish it. That way I can play Death Stranding. So I can get it out of the way. That's like a huge thing that's been hanging over my head for a while. I need to get it out of the way. I realized I only had one session with Resident Evil 3. I thought I had multiple, but I only had one. If you look at my YouTube and you see 2 VODs, that's because I think my computer crashed and I just had to start it up again. So it was just one sitting. I need to hurry up and get back to it so I can... Oh, hold on. We have one more thing to talk about. We have one more thing to talk about. This makes me so mad. This. Oh, dude, I'm just now remembering. I haven't talked at all about the Halo remake. Oh my goodness. This is AI. This is an AI recreation of the Halo ring from Halo Combat Evolved. This is what 343 or Halo Studios, this is what they have made. This is what they went with. I don't know why it's lagging so much. Look at this, dude. What have they done? This is trash. This is awful. It's actually terrible. It's nasty. I made this with AI. If we had the OG Bungie team, Halo would be at a visual fidelity level similar to a Naughty Dog title. Instead, everything looks like clay and plastic, even after switching engines. Even the word Halo doesn't mean what it used to. It lost its aura, just like Call of Duty. All these games were stripped of their souls that made them great. Like, what do you even say, man? What do you even say? What is there to say? What could you possibly rebut this with? I've seen so many fanboys saying that this is okay, actually, you're just nitpicking, and a lot of people responded to this like, oh, you shouldn't have used AI, this is AI slop, you shouldn't have done it. Guys, you're missing the forest for the trees here. This guy made this with AI in, like, I don't know if he says how long it took him to do it. Regardless, he put in a prompt and got this. Meanwhile, who knows how many artists touched this, and this is what they came up with. Like, what do you even say? This is the best they could do? An AI did this. A freaking clanker. Human hands made this. They literally cannot get anything right. So mad, bro. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Everything I've been seeing about the remake drives me up the wall. Will it be a functional game? Sure. Will it be a fun game? Maybe. Yeah, sure, maybe. It'll be not as fun as Combat Evolved because they're gonna add a bunch of mechanics that break the way the game was made to be played. Like sprint is gonna... Dude, I saw someone playing Assault in the Control Room, and they sprinted across the bridge. One of the bridges that you have to cross. It made me sick. The fact that he could just sprint across that entire bridge in record times and just be done with it. It's over. He's across the bridge now. Those bridges are supposed to be a lot more difficult than that. It drives me up the wall. I did something I've never done before. I went back and I listened to pretty much my entire... I listened to my entire coverage of Halo Campaign Evolved back when it was first announced and they showed the silent cartographer level. And I pretty much agree with... No, not pretty much. I do agree with all of my criticisms that I had back then. I still have now. They have not fixed anything. In fact, they've made things worse because you have to get skulls now for a lot of stuff that makes the game the way it was meant to be. Or wait, sorry. No, I think that's wrong, actually. You don't have to get skulls. I don't think. If you do, I'm actually like, that's insane. But you have to enable... You have to enable features to make things like they were in the original game. Like getting rid of sprint. Oh, it's a Halo discussion? I was about to end, and then I forgot that all the stuff happened with Halo. What the... My, model crashed. Hold on. Why is it? There we go. Okay, never mind. Got him by... Oh, hey. Adet. I already checked, but how's the audio? I think it's good. Anyway. Dude, this was driving me insane. And I can't show it on screen, but I had a whole thing where I was going over all of these crazy things that people were saying. It's good. Bye. Okay, thanks. Bye. Glad I could crash your model. Oh yeah, I didn't say this last time. I completely missed this. They have a freaking ammo counter on the Needler. The freaking Needler has an ammo count. Like, bro. And I think gamers are getting dumber. No offense to gamers, but you're getting dumber. Like, listen to this post. I can't show it, unfortunately, because it's on Discord. But it's fine. It's fine. Someone says, it's effing hysterical to me that they added a ammo counter to the effing Needler. Someone retweeted that saying, the Needler having an ammo count on the back is probably the most succinct example that natural conveyance in mainstream gaming is essentially dead now. And someone replied to that saying, can you effing speak normally instead of using dumbass thesaurus words? I think we need to give up on literacy. Literacy is not on the menu today. Oh yeah, they're redoing cutscenes. This was said actually when I first covered Halo Campaign Evolved. But they're actually going back to old... They're going back to old storyboards and doing what couldn't be done in the original game. That's admirable. I appreciate the effort. However, I think they're losing sight of a very important thing. Is that none of us, no one in the entire world except for employees at Bungie, Microsoft, and possibly 343 have seen those storyboards for the last 20 years. So anyone who, like, none of us, the people who grew up with Halo didn't grow up with those storyboards. The people who have played Halo since then didn't see those storyboards. They've only seen what's in the game that you're remaking. So when you are not faithful to that game, they're going to be upset. Now, what am I saying? Am I saying that they can't add new cutscenes, that they can't be more adventurous with what? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they're, for example, in the, if I remember correctly, the cutscene where, on the Silent Cartographer, where Master Chief enters the tunnel, he sees this long hole, this big old hole, and he kicks a rock down the chute. In the original, he starts walking towards the edge of the landing, I guess? I don't know. He starts walking to the edge, and the camera pulls back and shows you just how big in scale this place is. And then he kicks down the rock, and whatever. That's the end of the cutscene. In the new one, it shows up like a close-up shot of Chief running towards the camera, and it doesn't give off a sense of scale at all. It's Chief is the main centerpiece, and the camera pans to show the chute when he kicks the rock down. It does not convey scale at all, and if that is how the original storyboard was, I'm sorry, but the original was better. It just is. It conveys something that the new cutscene does not convey. And it is doing more than the new cutscene is. That's a good way of distinguishing if something is better in storytelling or not. How much are you accomplishing in one scene? Because if you can be more efficient, do that. You know? Anyways, the reason why I said all that about the cutscenes is that, oh, they're doing the storyboards, and they say that they're working off of 25 years of hindsight in history. And some guy said, oh god, they're getting rid of any evidence that Bungie intended the Forerunners to be humans, aren't they? Which is a thing that's been... I don't even care about spoiling Halo. I just don't care. Because it's so far removed from what it used to be. It's like... It's basically fan fiction at this point. It doesn't matter. So if you care about that, I'm sorry. You're in the wrong place. So someone replied to that saying with a picture of Squidward saying, "No, Patrick, humans were never Forerunners," which is such an ignorant thing to say. It's such an ignorant thing to say. It's so obvious. You can go to even without going to material that's outside of the game, it is painfully obvious that humans are Forerunner. It is painfully obvious. Like, even from the first game, 343 Guilty Spark, he clearly says that Master Chief and his race are Forerunner. And some people have been saying, oh, well, he's crazy. He doesn't know. Because he has a scene where he says, when I asked you before, or when you asked me before, my answer has not changed. They think he's being delusional. But we later, even if that were true, which I don't believe it is, I think he's speaking to the species he's speaking to the idea of the species as a whole. Even later on, he's looking at the databanks of the Pillar of Autumn and seeing human history. Is it? How fascinating. And I said that I wouldn't go outside of I said you didn't have to go outside of the material to understand this. But if you look at the documentary, or not documentary, commentary, like Bungie commentary, they see that scene, you're like, I wonder what that means. Like, clearly indicating that the Forerunners were meant to be human. Not to mention that the ending of the scrapped ending of Halo 2 shows a character seeing a Forerunner coffin. They look inside and there's a human skeleton, confirming that humans were Forerunner. Why are humans the only ones capable of utilizing the index to activate the rings? Why would that be if the Forerunners weren't human? It is so blatantly obvious. It's pain. It's pain. It's terrible. Anyways, this guy, he says, yeah, let's forget everything from the first 3 games in the books from that time. If we ignore everything before 343, then we're right. Halo has gone to the dogs because of 343 and corporate crony tourists like you. Completely right, dude. Completely right. And talking about the ring, going back to this, talking about the ring, who in God's green earth approved these art style changes? This feels so unbelievably generic that it almost doesn't look like Halo with the Halo in the picture. Of course, talking about this ring, this bracelet looking thing. You may call the OG dull, you're wrong, but that design alone sets the somber and solitary tone of the game. And of course, I've had my own takes about this. It is wild. I've seen so many people saying that it's okay that they didn't make it look like the original. That's fine. Guys, this is Halo. Not just any Halo. The Halo. The titular Halo, like the one, this is the Halo. You might say that this is the most important Halo in all of Halo. It's the Halo. And people are saying, it's okay that it doesn't look like the Halo. It is wild how many people are saying it's okay not to recreate the Halo when one is directly tasked with recreating the Halo. The amount of retarded takes I've seen about this, the excuses, the mental gymnastics, the cope, it staggers the mind. I am dumbfounded and disappointed. Destroys the Halo. Exactly. Destroys the Halo like a boss. Oh, dude, this has got to be like one of the most ignorant takes I've heard since then. So someone said it's astounding how much the aura has been lost compared to Halo Combat Evolved. And some guy, this absolute galaxy brain, he says, I'm going to be honest, the only reason why it looks good is because your brain is filling up what the ring could look like. It's your imagination doing the heavy lifting. As time goes on and fidelity increases, you have to actually create what's there. And he goes on to, unfortunately I don't have this on hand, but he goes on to use examples like the Star Destroyers from Star Wars. In the original trilogy, they were like actual models that they made, and they would like kit bash them and put random greeble on them to make them look more detailed. But nowadays we have higher fidelity and we have better technology, so artists have to go in and make them more detailed than they ever were before. He takes that and says that we are at a point in human artistry where technology is able to provide so much detail that we should not rely on implication anymore. We have evolved as a species, as artists, and implication is not something we should use anymore. You should, as an artist, you should put something there. You need to. Now, man, I hate using my imagination. Exactly. Now, everyone has been saying that what's it called? I'm not going to find the original ring. I'm just going to keep using this picture because it's, like it or not, it's comparable. People have been saying that this is so much better. Part of why it's so much better are all the twinkling lights. What could those be? Are they runes? Are they electrical currents? Like, what are they? We don't know. They're so far away. They're so minuscule because this is a gargantuan, colossal, like titanic creation. This is huge. Like, this is insanely huge. That's why the lights are so small. And the lights being so small gives off the impression this thing is ginormous. And it has the implication of like how huge it is. That's what implication. This is the power of implication, which you don't get here. There's no implication here. It's just flat metal. There's no greeble. There's no greeble. There is greeble, but there's so much less greeble than there is here. It looks so bad. It absolutely looks terrible. Even the freaking like land looks worse. Looks so bad. Anyways, I responded to this dude saying, going by implied lines. Implied lines is an artistic thing where, like, I guess the easiest example people will go to are like anime mouths. If you see an anime character smiling, odds are there's like a blank somewhere in that mouth because they don't need to draw the whole mouth. They can imply it. And it looks better to the human mind. The human mind connects the dots, so to speak, and you imply the line in your own head. Same thing with the old PlayStation games or older games in general. The lack of detail sometimes is better than more detail. A lot of games have more detail, but they just, I don't know, they don't scratch the same itch. Especially with horror games. Low poly horror games, if they're done right, they can be super scary because of the implication or the darkness. Darkness is a great example of implication that can be used in art. If anyone has seen Alien, The alien when Ripley is in the escape pod and the blinking light. That is a fantastic use of implication. Anyways, back to what I was telling. My response to this guy is saying that it's your imagination doing the heavy lifting. As time goes on and fidelity increases, you have to actually create what's there. Bro, you can still be scary with limited graphics. Absolutely, you can. Anyways, I replied to this guy saying, implied lines is an artistic expression that has been with us since cavemen scrawled paintings on walls, all the way to the Renaissance era, and of course, persists to this day. To say that implication is a product of technological limitations is profoundly ignorant, and I made sure to word myself carefully there. I did not call him stupid. I just said he's ignorant. Ignorance is a lack of knowledge. It does not mean you are stupid. It means you can learn. Anyway, he responds with one of the most retarded takes I've ever seen. He's stupid. You said that, not me. I call him retarded. He says, dude, your examples prove you wrong, lol. Cavemen were limited by the materials they had, techniques they had. Renaissance is a clear progression of technology and techniques. Each era is a progression of technology and techniques. Take an art history class, dude, lol. Now here's the thing, chat. I've taken art classes, which I don't know if there's such thing. There is art history. I've not taken art history, but art and history go hand in hand because you learn about this stuff. In history class, in art, in both history class and art, you learn about this stuff. But you know what they teach in art class? Regardless of if you're learning the history or not? Implication. They're still teaching it because it's still valuable. I just used examples from Alien. That came out in like 1979, 75, I don't even remember. You have implication in Renaissance art when you had some of the most detailed paintings ever made. It's still there. Oh, we have technology. We don't need implication anymore. Are you retarded? I responded with saying, hold on, sorry. The point is that implication as an expression persists despite technological advancement precisely because it is an artistic tool. I actually have taken art classes. This is something that is specifically taught as part of the core principles of visual art. And when I say that this is like part of the core principles, I mean this is fundamental. They're teaching you about line art, shapes, value, texture, spacing. What is spacing if not implication? Balance, meandering lines, patterns, proportion, scale, form, all the... This take is so retarded, it's killing me. I'm dying. Moving on. Rags had an excellent tweet talking about how so many people were just saying that this is like, we should have this, we can't have this. If you're asking for this, you're being unreasonable. He said there is no reason why this cannot have been recreated with modern graphics and looked truly breathtaking. However, if you lack talent or an understanding for the vision of the original, it will seem impossible. Simply put, you are incapable of creating art on this level if you just cannot see how to do it. You are incapable. That sounds like it's redundant, but I guess it needs to be said because people just don't understand it. Here's another guy responding to the guy who was dogging on implication. Let me read that guy's tweet again because it's kind of funny. He said, "I'm gonna be honest, the only reason why it looks good is because your brain is filling up what the ring could look like. It's your imagination doing the heavy lifting. As time goes on and fidelity increases, you have to actually create what's there." And this guy retweets this, says, "I've been trying to figure out how to explain why the obsession with graphical fidelity has destroyed the very concept of implication and subtlety in video game art direction. And this guy explains it perfectly as if it's a positive." Oh my god, bruh. That's insane. He's explaining like implication and subtlety as if it's a negative. It's a positive that people aren't dealing in implication and subtlety anymore. Here's a meme of Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. It's 2011. Halo is under new management. They remaster Halo CE with models from the newest entry. No theater, no multiplayer. The ring is ugly. It's 2026. Halo is under new management. They remaster Halo CE with models from the newest entry. No theater, no multiplayer. The ring is ugly. True. Here's from Japan Day Tripper, the GOAT. There has to be a limit to how many individual and details and concepts they can F up. There just has to be some point where they get something right on accident. Surely. I don't know, man. Here's Chrono Crump, the GOAT. I love his art. Fantastic. Or her art. I don't know who they are. It's actually impressive how effing horrible this remake is. It's like a masterclass in how to do absolutely nothing right. This is all, again, this is all in response to the ring. This is the ring! The Halo! Getting it wrong once again. This is by far the worst the ring has ever looked. Full of comically over-designed greebles that make it seem smaller rather than larger. I guess it's worth saying for people who don't know, greeble refers to the let me actually look up a definition just in case. Hold on, greeble. Greebles, also called greeblies, singular greebly or nernies, are small relief details used to give visual complexity to a model. The act of decorating a model with greebles is known as greebling. So here is an example. Let me show it to y'all. Here's like greebles to make it, give it like a more complex shape. So this is all greeble, but look at the greeble here versus the greeble here. This is absolutely superior for when you think about what Bungie was trying to convey here. That this is how do I, it staggers the mind how huge this is, and then you factor in how old it must be and the amount of intellect and technological advancement that must have had to occur to create something like this. That's a world. Imagine being able to just make a planet with its own ecosystems and its own ecology and weather, biomes, and there's layers to this. That's the crust. There's layers. Think about how thick this thing is. Like there are, like, there's got to be stuff inside it. Like, it's a whole ring. As far, if I remember correctly, this thing is 10,000 kilometers around, if I remember correctly. I don't actually remember, but so don't quote me on that. But man, anyways, back to what we were reading. This is by far the worst the ring has ever looked, full of comically over-designed greebles that make it seem smaller rather than larger, which is clearly the case here. That having the subtle twinkling lights makes it look so much bigger instead of this just looking like a gaming PC. Here's something. If the ring is 200 miles across, those trapezoid gaps in the superstructure would be like 50 miles long. It makes it look like a toy, like its total size is that of a UNSC ship. Compare it to the OG, which looks much larger. True. it really does make it look smaller. The rings are 198 miles wide. The style of the original makes it feel like it's actually that big. It makes you think you can't see the details because it's incomprehensibly massive. The new style doesn't give that same feeling, not at all. Oh yeah. The worst part is that we've already seen what Installation 04 is supposed to look like in high definition in Halo 3. Installation 08 was made with the same construction template, which is why both rings are so similar. They could have just done something similar to what we see in Halo 3. I don't care about spoilers for Halo, like new Halo, but I care about spoilers for old Halo, so I will not show those screenshots. Halo fans have been begging for properly functioning split screen for 3 games in a row now. I'll open this. Look at this. F the sandwich up to 4 times. How many times have people messed up Halo Combat Evolved? There was the PC port, which was done by Gearbox, which completely messed it up, got rid of bump mapping, and just destroyed the thing. There was Anniversary, which went with the Gearbox port and got a lot of stuff wrong, and overall looked ugly as sin. Also, the Anniversary, for some reason, like, had kept the same geometry as the original game, because it was running its new graphics over the original, but cut out parts of the model. So, like, if you're aiming, like, you're, like, peering from behind a tree and you shoot at an enemy, your bullet will seemingly stop in the middle of the air, and you'll be like, what the heck? What happened to my bullet? And then you turn on the old graphics, and it turns out in the old graphics, the tree was bigger, it was wider, and you're actually still aiming at the stump, because 343 or whoever did that was terrible at their job. Anyway. Oh yeah, I would be remiss if I did not mention this. So, thank you to French Punk Bushido for mentioning this to me. You can follow him on Twitter. His @ is Venom French Punk, all one word. Thanks to him, it has been brought to my attention that apparently the French dub voice actors for Master Chief, Sergeant Johnson, and Cortana have been replaced, seemingly without reason. Let me just read his tweet. We take our, and I apologize if I get these French names wrong. Oh, hold on. We take our voice acting extremely seriously here. So knowing that David Kruger, Master Chief, Marc Bretonnier, Johnson, and Laetitia Lefebvre, Cortana, I apologize, are being replaced, effing sucks. Even if you're an English speaker, go and check their voices. They are legends. We will have to do that someday. I got some stuff looking at older games. So Halo Anniversary and Halo 2 Anniversary, the newer graphics they just don't get it. They don't get it at all. They mess up the art style, they mess up small details, they mess up everything. They straight up don't get it. I liked the Halo ring when it didn't look like a gaming PC. And we come back to the AI ring, the ring that someone made with AI. Someone retweeted this saying, AI made a better Halo ring than a human design team from Halo Studios. What a time to be alive. Someone retweeted that saying, stop praising AI. The same person retweeted that saying, people will get one-shotted by their emotional reaction to AI so easily that they think a post critiquing a company making trash content is praising AI. And they replied again, saying AI made a better Halo ring than man, even if done to criticize a studio, is still objectively praising AI. I understand objective facts may be offensive to you, and I'm very sorry that offends you, but the truth hurts sometimes. Gotta be smug now as well. Then someone else replied or retweeted that saying, you're so obsessed with hating a tool set that you can't fathom the idea that people can be worse at a thing than a computer. If the team who designed the remake's Halo ring weren't so creatively bankrupt, people wouldn't be resorting to thinking, dang, even AI slop looks better. I thought... Guys, I guess someone needs to say it. AI can look better than what a human does. Whatever happened to the pick up the pencil meme? Why do we say pick up the pencil? Why do we say that? It's because you need to practice. Why do you need to practice? Because you're not going to be God tier immediately. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the time to get better at your craft. That's why we say pick up the pencil. So yes, if you have AI and person picks up a pencil and they start doodling, yes, the AI is going to be better when person starts drawing for the first time because it's gathering data from a bunch of better artists. But the goal, the idea is that person will persevere and get better and overthrow the AI because they have vision that the AI cannot replicate. Anyway, going on, someone commented to that. The funny part is that 343's ring looks more like a lazy prompt than the actual AI generated ring. Then someone replied to that saying, I am extremely confident that the artist prompted Midjourney to make that ugly trash and then base it on that. I completely agree. This looks like AI slop. It just does. This looks better. This looks awful. I'm just being honest. Anyways, was there anything else? No, that's pretty much it. Halo's dead. It's over. Don't care about it anymore. Anyways, that's the actual end to this stream. I realized that there was all this stuff going on with Halo. I'm not buying unless I get paid to play that game. I will not play it. I will not. I don't support it. It's everything I dislike about modern Halo. Every single thing. The same way GTA 6 is everything I dislike about modern gaming, Halo Campaign Evolved is everything I dislike about modern Halo. It is an affront to everything the series once stood for. Everything is wrong. It's a travesty. It's absolutely a travesty. But yeah, that's just where we're at now. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this stream. Thank you for anyone who came by and listened to me crash out and just ramble on. I appreciate all of you. Hopefully the next stream is an actual gaming stream. And yeah, thank you to everyone who stopped by. I really appreciate all of you. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, wait. Before we go, who are we gonna raid? Let's see here. Who are we gonna raid? Let's see, is anyone streaming right now? Oh, there was this guy I followed last night, Keep It Mystical. Let's go ahead and follow him. He's playing the finals right now. Y'all know I love the finals, so let's do that. All right. Well, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you everyone who stopped by. I appreciate it once again. You can follow me on Twitter. I also have a YouTube account. I have a YouTube channel. You can find other older VODs there. Twitter. Oh my god. Twitch is really bad at keeping a connection to my stream for some reason. I don't know why. So the VODs on Twitch are all like scattershot. It's weird. So if you want to see complete VODs that aren't cut up, go to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I appreciate it. Follow on Twitch if you feel like it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.